Hey y'all, Kelly Whitney here, your internet auntie is coming through with that list of 10 do's for Black women while dating. Number 1, do know what you want. And this is not to be confused with a list, because I think lists can be too limiting and they tend to veer into superficial territory. Whereas knowing what your non-negotiables are, knowing what kind of man you're looking for, that's more intentional, planful. Number 2, do meet men in new settings. A lot of times we get used to meeting men in clubs and night spots. I don't think those are conducive to meeting high quality men. There's too much alcohol and the music, and there's too much distraction going on and people preening, trying to be seen. It's a better move for you to engage in a quieter setting so you can really ask questions and actually listen to the responses and hopefully focus more intently on your partner and really be present. Shira7 gave some advice to someone on this app. The woman got on and said that it worked. She tried to go to a higher end place like the Ritz-Carlton, and she went earlier in the evening and she went by herself. She came out with 3 good numbers. Men were more willing to approach her because she was by herself, whereas she observed another group of women. There was like 6, 7 girls there and they got ignored. So maybe try that. I've heard people say they have good luck going to places like the putting range or the golf course, or to go play tennis. Try to go into areas of town that are where higher earners might be. And not just because you're looking for money, but because you're looking for all the stress and nonsense that comes with men who don't have any money. You see what I'm saying? Number 3, do date men outside of your race. I don't think we should be so quick to limit our options just because they are not Black, especially for those of us who are very well educated, have higher earning jobs, or simply are looking for a life that is not tied in some way to struggle, because more Black people are struggling, frankly, for various reasons. As a result of that, it's more important for Black women to expand their options in the dating pool. Number 4, do be safe. I don't think it's a good idea for women to go out with men that they have never met before and give out too much information. Have some kind of pepper spray, one of those little knives that looks like a lipstick, loud ass whistle. Have something to try to help you out in the event that there's some hoe shit afoot. It's not something that you want to entertain or even think about, but you need to protect yourself, period. By the same token, do not let these men come to your house real quick. If they're like, oh, well, you're being too fussy. Why aren't you being more fussy about my safety? So that tells me that you're focused on you and not me. If you were a good man, you would be, oh, good, I'm glad that you're concerned about your safety. Good for you. But you're not, which tells me you ain't shit. Deuces. Number 5, do pay attention to your body. A lot of times we ignore the signals that our intuition or our body is giving us when we meet men. If your body is feeling, you're anxious, whatever, that's your body telling you that you're in the wrong place or you're with the wrong person. Women have a tendency to make excuses for feelings like that because you want something to work out. Don't ignore it, because your body is dialed into things that your mind may be overlooking because you want something to be a certain way rather than accepting it the way it is. You see what I'm saying? Men will try and talk you out of that. Oh, come on, I'm not gonna hurt you, da 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 da. That's why you shouldn't discuss it with men. You just need to figure out how to get up and bounce quietly. If you're in a restaurant, this dude is giving you the icks and you're just like, yo, I need to get out of here. Excuse yourself, go to the bathroom, go to the waitress, whatever, cancel your food. Make sure you got the Uber app up to date on your phone. Call it in the bathroom. Dip like that. Call that person or text that person later. Say, you know what? Sorry to dip unexpectedly. Wasn't feeling well. Had to go home. Done. It is what it is. Better to be safe than sorry, girls. Number 6, do listen more than you talk on dates. I did a live yesterday and somebody asked me, what do I look for in a man? Instant no, I'm not answering that question. You're basically giving somebody a blueprint on how to screw you over. If they were really concerned about what you wanted, they would take the time to get to know you. You see what I'm saying? They wouldn't be looking for shortcuts and cheat sheets. When somebody asks me questions like, what do you look for in a man? I tell them, I'll know when I see it. Ask questions, listen to what they say, ask follow-up questions. Think about what you want to ask beforehand. Like, what's your favorite way to participate in self-care or unwind after a hard day? What is something that you've always wanted to learn or try? What does love mean to you? I don't feel like you should be hesitating to talk about the love aspect of a potential relationship early. And this one is vague enough where they shouldn't feel pressured. Based on how they respond, it'll give you some inkling as to where their mind is or where their level of maturity is. Number 7, this one is huge. Do take the time to heal between relationships. Jumping from one scenario to the next too quickly is almost ensuring that the next one is going to fail, because you're probably going to be attracting the exact same person that you just left. You haven't taken the time to process your feelings appropriately, analyze what went wrong, what role you played in it, what role he played in it, so that you don't repeat the same patterns over and over again. Number 8, do be very clear about your intentions. If you're on a date and a man starts to suggest that you guys spend the night together and you're not interested in that, be clear that you have no intention of sleeping with him. Say it out loud just like that, so that there's no room for miscommunication. Just to be considerate on your part, give him an out. Be like, yeah, well, I have no intention of sleeping with you this evening, but I fully understand if you want to cut the date short because of that. Release them to the marketplace. Number 9, do have your own money and your transportation in case some hoe shit ensues and this thing goes south. You never want to be in a vulnerable position where you have to take a ride home from somebody who's acting a fool, or you don't have money in case he dines and dashes on your ass. Be ready for anything. And number 10, do what's best for you in all scenarios. I never want you to be mean or rude to anybody, because that's just not an elegant or ladylike way to behave, especially in public. You should be of a level of maturity that you don't want to hurt people unnecessarily. However, somebody else's feelings or worrying about being polite, that's not your main priority when it comes to your safety or your happiness. A man will recover, and if he doesn't, frankly, that's his business. If you feel like the date is not going anywhere, don't continue to sit there and engage him in conversation or buy drinks or desserts or whatever. If you feel like it's not going to work out, wrap it up quickly so that you don't waste that person's time or waste your own time. And I got a bonus for you, because you know your internet auntie is all about creating value. Do keep your options open, ladies. Have a roster. 3 is a good number because it keeps you from being too attached to one person or potentially acting a fool because you're watching too closely to see when they're going to text. Juggle those and let the best man win. And no, do not tell them that you have a roster. That's for you to know and for you to handle. That's 10 do's for Black women dating. Follow these. I hope you guys have a good time. Be safe, and I hope you guys come back for the next video.